I said,
Yeah, you. Had you- No. It's slow or fast? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I forget. He's there, who's the most
They got that information. He's gonna bring it.
Hey, Jess.
That closet, Nick, there's some more in there, I think.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, which means we're gonna leave. after
Yeah,
the
no.
department, and then
I didn't see this. Was he on?
this time judge that wrong.
Is it wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, listen up, everybody. 6:30, time call to order the February 23rd, 2026 Lebanon Council meeting. Roll call, please.
Belkey.
Here.
Bennett.
Here.
Cornish.
Here.
Farrow.
Here.
Krumzig.
Here.
Marcinkowski.
Here.
Smith
Here.
and Washington.
Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, now I need a motion and a second to approve the omnibus agenda.
Second.
Second, okay, the discussion? Okay, roll call, Paul?
Bennett,
Yes.
Cornish,
Yes.
Farrow.
Yes.
Krumzig,
Yes.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Washington. And Belkey.
Yes.
Is that it?
Mhm.
Okay, now I think the chief has some special awards to present tonight.
Good evening, everybody. It's my pleasure to do this, an honor to introduce somebody that people here see tonight because he did some really good things to save some lives. And I can tell you for certain, it was about 6-7 years ago, there was a young man who wasn't the weather conditions and whatnot. So we're going to present. You're getting this. Mayor.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, this is a life-saving award for Mr. William Gagan that occurred on January 24th, 2026. It is my honor to present to you, because of your actions, Mr. William Gagan, that clearly saved a person's life on January 24th, 2026. On January 24th, 2026, at approximately 00:57 hours, Mr. William Gagan heard someone screaming for help in the 200 blocks from North Laurel. Mr. Gagan, instead of ignoring it, took immediate action and called 911 and reporting what he had heard. Officers immediately responded to the area, located an elderly female on the sidewalk, virtually responsive. The weather conditions at the time were extremely dangerous. The temperature of 6, it's wind chill minus at all. It gave me awareness, quick thinking, and willingness to act, simplify the highest level of civic responsibility to any community. In short, Mr. Gagan, you heard something. You did something. And without question, you saved someone's life. It's an honor. Uh-oh.
Saved life and killed
Right here. Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry.
You have to put that out.
And Mr. Gagan just found out that one of our police officers, you went to school.
We graduated the same class.
Yeah.
Nice. What?
Not with
Please
that.
Oh.
Thank you so much. Okay. Round two, and these happened on morning, bad weather conditions. And there's so many things that could have happened beyond anyone's control that the outcome wouldn't be as good as what it was. It could have been tragic for these people's families, their friends, all their loved ones, and this community. But everything worked out right. So this is for two officers that handled both incidents. On January 24th, 2026, at approximately 02:29 hours. Officers were dispatched to the area of Madison and Lynn in reference to two individuals walking in the roadway. What's the big deal about two individuals walking in the roadway at 2:30 in the morning? Okay? Maybe it could be burglars, right? Could do bad things, various things, okay? But there could have been a lot of things that may have prevented those officers from responding immediately. Accidents, weather was terrible, okay, any number of things could have happened. And I'm glad it did. The weather conditions were severe. And so many things that had gone wrong could have gone wrong just simply by locating these two individuals. They see the police running or coming, they run. By the time we were dispatched, by the time they get there, they're not anywhere in that area. Bad things could have happened. However, everything went right. And the officers were able to locate them. The subjects had been drinking, and at least one was very intoxicated. One was standing in the roadway and the other was sitting off the road in a ditch. The officers placed one of the individuals in a squad car, and they transported this individual back to Bearcat Inn. Right after they get this individual in a squad car, they turn around and the one that was sitting up was passed out in the snow. Bad things could have happened. Hypothermia could have set in, just like in the first case. Man was called for the second subject because by the time they turned around, again, the officer found him passed out in the snow. Because the road conditions were so bad, there was fear that the ambulance may not be able to get to them for their specific location. Cody, I didn't get you a plaque, but there's a plug. Officer Mouse, seeing Cody cleaning the streets, he flagged him down because one officer was getting one individual back to Bearcat Inn, and we needed help assistance getting this other individual into the squad, taking him down to where MedStar's based. Cody stopped, helped the officer. Thank you, Cody. Kudos to Cody. Taking back to the empty space. Ambulance showed up, got that person to the hospital, and everything worked out. Because of the quick thinking and decisive action by the officers clearly prevented a tragic outcome and saved the lives of one, maybe even two young people. These two officers demonstrated true professionalism for their actions during this incident, bringing credit not only to yourself, but to this community and Lebanon Police Department. Thank you. Well done. You want to come on up, please? Conference first. Hold on, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Hold on. All right, you guys can get out of here now if you would. Mr. Hagan, you gotta stay the whole night.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Thanks, chief.
Right. Oh, my God.
We ready? Anybody in the audience have anything to say?
Yeah.
You got 5 minutes. All right. State your name and you got 5 minutes.
Okay, wrote it so I don't ramble. Good evening, I'm Mike Russell with the Looking Glass Playhouse. And LGP has been here for 53 years. But, and we appreciate everything, everyone in the community has done. Our relationship with Lebanon has been a wonderful experience. We've attempted to accommodate other organizations. When possible, we changed the dates of happenings, fundraiser, for which is Night Out. Hope to work with them again this year, complement that endeavor. We arranged our season last year to be available for Victorian holidays. And so we were able to sell tickets, they were able to sell tickets, carriage rides, and weather wasn't very good, so all these dancing kids and singing groups could come into the theater, and we opened our stage for them. And we offer Looking Glass, we have 5 regular shows a year. And those shows are 4 shows for 2 weekends. Those are our regular shows. And they bring in or have the, including, in addition to those shows rather, we have a youth production. We have some fundraisers, haunted happenings, Rocky Horror Show, Christmas Carol. We do those fundraisers annually. And with the regular season shows, and the weekends that we do those, we have the possibility, and sometimes we do exceed that, where we have a possible attendance of over 1,800 for those 2 weekends. And because we have a 232 seat auditorium. And all of our, as you can imagine, all of those people and our workers and our performers, they need places to park. And that's what brings me here. They need parking spaces. And reason also is I've received some emails from patrons, those who used to have businesses in town, received an email this week, and I said, okay, I'll do it. Surprised and disappointed that that the parking is limited during a show due to the Brick Street being closed. We have board members, actors, people who work in the shows, they need places to park. The city has attempted to keep the city hall parking area open, even when that street is locked all the way to Monroe. And they've tried to, sometimes the car show stopped at St. Clair, which is right beside LGP, but that's not enforced. And sometimes our handicap entrances off the street have been blocked. And we have tried to go out. We've had to have people, car show patrons to please move your cars. We have to get in people with wheelchairs, walkers, that kind of thing. And that's not been met very positively. But the only impactful date this year is the Brick Street will be closed for the Lakers Car Cruise on May the 9th. That's their first show of the year in Lebanon, so I realize that's a problem. But we'll be presenting the musical 1776 with a cast of thousands. Well, maybe not that many. And so there will be probably a sold out show. We may have to add shows, but that is a lot of people that need places to park. And so, we would ask that, don't allow the closure of the Brick Street on that date. It's May the 9th. If it is closed, I mean, and there are other times it's closed and it doesn't impact us at all because they stop at 5 o'clock. Well, then that gives people time to find a parking place. So we just ask that, give our patrons a chance to find a parking place, especially those who are, not as mobile as the rest of us. And thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anybody else?
Good evening. My name's Carl Holman. I'm here once again just to discuss a couple of items. I see on the agenda tonight, you will be entering executive session to discuss the purchase or lease of property. Of course, not to discuss the future of City Hall, as that would be open session material. And you won't be discussing the demolishing of City Hall in closed session, right? I want to compliment you, though, and this is a big compliment, on knowing how big a parcel to buy if you're going into executive session to discuss the purchase of property without any discussion on what is needed or how big a building to buy, without any architectural, and I say conceptual drawings, I don't expect final drawings, to know exactly how big a building the city currently needs. I guess you know what the residents want or need without asking them. What about services for our retired community members? A city building that could also house a senior citizen community room, senior citizen meals. When will there be a public forum to discuss the needs for our community? You just keep going into executive session. Or has a decision been made to combine the police department with the city hall? This is what everybody wants to know. Next, please don't think health, life, safety applies to municipal buildings. The Health, Life, Safety Code in Illinois only applies to public school districts. And with all due respect, Mr. Farrell, you might have taught school facilities, but please reread the Illinois statutes. And I only bring this up because I heard in committee meetings about health, life, safety. And about, you could use health, life, safety funds to build a new city hall. It appears to me you don't have too many options on how to finance a new building. The question is, how is New Baden financing their new city building? I mean, I heard a few of you went, but we didn't really hear what you found out. And all this should be discussed in open session. An architect could be leading this initiative if you are going the route of new building, but I really don't know, because I don't know, are we demolishing? Are we building new? What's happening with the old city hall? How much does it really cost to renovate? Is there mold? There's been no mold test done on the old city hall. So next, this leads me into finances. I believe the city has more issues that need to be discussed as well. I've been attending the city council meetings since last July. I most recently got the FY25 financial audit, and I was surprised to learn the following, as I haven't heard it ever discussed in any meeting to my knowledge. And this is as per last audit, page 26. The city has a deficit fund balance in the general fund of $833,000. And that's red, out of money. And it'll probably grow after April 30th of 2026. So that means the general fund is out of money. It owes other funds. Not at all a good position to be in. Probably will be approaching $1 million in the general fund, maybe more. How's the city going to be financing this debt? Then we think we can afford a new city hall. And I referenced, like I said, page 26. But also you'll find in the audit, the general fund has borrowed, and this is audited, these are actual numbers. $639,000 from the municipal utility tax fund. $652,000 from the additional sales tax fund. All this is due from, so the general fund owes these two other funds that are collecting.
Carl, you got about 1 minute.
Thank you. So I just FOIA'd FY 26, and the totals stand at $1.6 million combined for these two funds. So my question is, what is the city not doing in the municipal utilities fund and the additional sales tax? What projects are we missing out on because we have the general fund borrowing money to fund salaries, bills payable, etc., in the general fund? So the next year's budget will be coming up shortly. Ms. Lamar, you have a daunting task ahead of you. I don't envy you. How is the general fund going to repay back these loans? If you look on page 26 of the audit, it says these loans should be repaid in the subsequent year. My next, which I'm still awaiting information, did you as a council approve these interfund loans? Every governing body, my opinion,
Okay.
and I believe statute,
You're fine.
should be approving interfund loans,
Okay.
and I don't believe that's happening.
Okay, thank you, Carl. Anyone else? Nobody else out there? Going once, twice? Nobody? Mr. Scrooge, you have anything to say? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, older persons, anybody have anything to say? No one? Okay,
Well, just so people know, what's being done, some people don't think anything's being done, but I had, two different companies come out this last week to, look at the old city hall building, to get an idea of what needed to be abated if we can abate the issues that are there, asbestos, among other things. So right now, we're still in the fact finding position. We're not tearing down any buildings now. We're not buying any property now. Quite frankly, we know a little bit more than you know, Carl. So, walk through the building with two different companies who that's what they do for a living. So they're getting back to me. They got some stuff back to me this week and, just trying to make good decisions and the best way to spend the money. Because like you said, we don't have a lot of money sitting around. I don't know exactly what the books are. I haven't really dove into those things yet. But there has to be something done with that building. And it could be renovation, which I'm not gonna recommend, as I know what that building is gonna cost to renovate. And so we're just gonna have to go from there. Us going out to New Baden, we're just doing a fact finding situation out there. New Baden, we heard was building a new building. A number of us went out there to see the new building. They put together an EMS, which they actually have their own EMS out there. They don't contract that out. Police department and city hall, I believe it was about 15,000 square feet. I asked them where did they find the money to do this? And they go, we don't have any money. So I'm like, well, how are you doing this? So they're borrowing money. I kind of figured out what it's gonna cost them per month, which is a lot of money. We don't want to do that. I'm a business person. You can't move forward without money, in my opinion. It's all about the money. I mean, if we had tons of money sitting in an account, we could be talking about building a new building, buying property and doing whatever we wanted to do, but we don't. And like I said, after I found out the amount of money that my property taxes go to the city, after I became an alderman, 3-4 months ago, I was like, are you kidding me? Where are we getting the money for the city to do their stuff? So I'm just still learning all that. So anyway, my expertise is in buildings. So as we get more information, I'll never lie to you. I might not give you all the information, but I'll never lie to you. I guess that's what I was gonna say. That's it. The other thing I was gonna say about the Airbnbs, I know somebody contacted me this last week and we're thinking that we were gonna take away their Airbnb. I never said that. I think the two Airbnbs that we're running right now, they're legit, they're awesome, they're doing a great job. They're a great model for what we should have in this town as Airbnbs. My problem with the whole thing is I just didn't want to vote for something if I didn't want it next to my house. However, I did find out some information that in order, and I don't know if this is true, I have to, you guys could tell me. In order for there to be an Airbnb approved, that every house around that Airbnb would be notified and they could come and speak to the council. But I don't know how much the council would say if a person next to that house says, no, I don't want it there. How much the council would say, well, then we're not gonna allow that Airbnb. So I don't know how much, how much authority you would put on that. So what's that?
I can talk on the
Okay.
neighbors.
Please do. So anyway, there was some miscommunication. I think some people thought that, I was completely against Airbnbs, which I'm not. I just want to make sure that, that as we move forward, we just don't do things, nilly-willy without a good plan. That's all. So I guess that's it.
You don't wait till it's time for you.
I know, man. I'm talking now. It's a 250-foot radius of property owners, the homeowners. It's sent out to them. A few come back undeliverable, but they're hit pretty well. It'd be nice to look up renters, but right now, 250 feet, property owner. And used to be about a day process to get those. Now it takes 5 minutes and an email. So it's pretty quick. Painless.
So if the homeowner next to that, the potential Airbnb, if the homeowner next to that says they really don't want them there, how much emphasis is put on there?
I'm speaking only about the letters that I send
I
out.
got you.
You're given notice of the plan commission hearing. So the way our code is, that the plan commission is to have a public hearing on every single one of these. So before the plan commission refers it to you guys for discussion and possible referral to me for the resolution and ordinance, they've had a public hearing where not just the people, they get the letter from the 250-foot radius, but the entire community can come to those. They've had some of those where they have a lot bigger crowd, and some where they have a lot smaller crowd. But they have to factor that in when they make their recommendations to you guys, is the public and the neighbors' response to those requests.
Anyone else? Okay, we'll move on to committee reports. Cemetery, Amber.
No, there's nothing, other than the College Hill Cemetery new rules. So we will meet on Monday, March 2nd, 2026 at 6:30.
Okay, thank you. Ordinance, George?
Okay, getting started. The committee recommends a resolution making separate statement of finding in connection with ordinance granting special use permit to Dave and Charity Braden for a short-term rental at 209 West Main Street.
Okay, recommendation comes from committee, so it does need a second. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, Paul.
Cornish,
I'm gonna say yes.
Farrow,
Yes.
Krumzig,
No.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Washington, Belkey,
Yes.
and Bennett.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay, that's it. Okay, George, number 2.
Number 2, the committee recommends an ordinance granting a special use permit to Dave and Charity Braden for a short-term rental at 209 West Main Street.
Okay, comes from committee, so it doesn't need a second. Any discussion?
That was a resolution they just voted on. Now it's the ordinance following up on the resolution.
Correct. The code requires both. It requires the resolution with finding a fact and then the ordinance actually approving to special use permit.
Okay, any discussion, guys? Okay, roll call, Paul.
Farrow,
Yes.
Krumzig,
No.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
and Cornish.
Yes.
Okay, number 3, George.
The committee recommends a resolution making separate statement of findings of fact in connection with ordinance granting special use permit to Penny Mueller for a short-term rental at 424 West Main Street.
Okay, Comes from committee, once again, doesn't need a second. Any discussion? Nope. Okay, roll call, Paul.
Krumzig,
No.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Cornish,
Yes.
and Pharaoh.
Yes.
Okay, number 4, George.
Committee recommends an ordinance granting special use permit to Penny Miller for a short-term rental at 424 West Main Street.
Okay, once again, comes from committee, doesn't need a second. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, Paul.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Washington, Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Cornish,
Yes.
Pharaoh,
Yes.
Krumzig.
No.
Okay, number 5, George.
Committee recommends on resolution approving a planning commission's recommendation that a certificate of appropriateness be issued for an awning to be placed at 210 West St. Louis Street in the C2 Historic Shopping District.
Okay, once again, it comes from committee, so it doesn't need a second. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, Paul.
Smith,
Yes.
Washington, Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Cornish,
Yes.
Pharaoh,
Yes.
Krumzig,
Yes.
and Marcinkowski.
Yes.
That's it. Okay,
Committee meets on March 6th.
okay. What year? No, I'm just kidding, George. Public property, Paul.
Not much more than I already said, and, we meet Monday, March 2nd.
Okay.
At 6:30.
Okay, streets and alleys, Sean? We got 2 things. I'm just gonna let Cody talk on them because I'm not the subject matter expert when it comes to these, so. Go ahead, sir.
You guys should have a, or Paul, did they get maps or not? You guys should have your map on here. That means I got a couple of information on it, probably, so. That's kind of hard to see. You know, kind of start that. All right, there's 2 highlighted areas on there. You're gonna see 2 sections. There's gonna be McAllister Street running to Scrack Lane, which is by the water treatment plant, your second area. There's going to be Roger, which runs from College down to McKendree Park Drive and a small section of Lantern. Those 2 sections were looked at with engineering and we are proposing these are the 2 spots for motor fuel projects for our upcoming year. This is a part of our pavement program that some of you were a part of, that we graded our roads to figure out which ones are the worst, which ones are the best. Where we can put the most of our money to use without spending a lot of it ADA sidewalks, just because it eats a lot of money up per intersection. So this is the area that the engineer and I looked at. The big recommendation moving forward, it is your choice. The engineer and I looked at Roger from McKendree Park and College. And that also does Lantern Lane. If anybody's ever been to Lantern Lane or knows where it is or isn't, kind of tucked away. It needs a lot of help. It's in rough shape. The entrance to it is a very treacherous to get in with a low-lying car, scrapes every time. So this would be building in a culvert and making the road more accessible. That is our recommendation from Streets and Alleys MFT that we sat down and talked. Again, it's your choice. We have 2 areas picked out, but this would allow us to, with the MFT money that is available, run forward with the project. Any questions on it? Any comments on it, Phil?
Is this a 2026 project or 2027?
So it would be, if we can have our paperwork squared away, and obviously come to you guys now, we can still start probably this year. I don't know if we can finish, but usually what ends up happening is it's tail end of the year and then finished up in the next year, depending on how large the project. With this being smaller, possibilities of maybe June, July, running that time frame. It'll just need your guys' approval on it. Then I can get back with Jeff from TWM. Again, this all comes out of motor fuel funds. This doesn't come out of any other grants. Doesn't come out of general fund. It covers that area. This is what this money's collected for. This is what the money's intended to be used for, is to give you guys better roads. So, our last motor fuel project that we completed that you guys helped us complete was the drives. So we've been very on the ball with making sure we're getting hot mix roads. And hopefully as we continue to do that with our capital improvement plan.
So Cody, you expecting a motion and a second out of this, or what do you?
No,
We
it's getting brought to you, the information got
Okay.
after last, so it wouldn't have made last Monday.
Okay,
And I apologize for getting into you a little late, I was also out of town for family matters.
okay.
I got a question on the criteria, just to make sure. So these are not necessarily, you're not saying these are necessarily the worst roads in town. This is where you can get the most bang for your buck. Is that?
Correct, so there's a couple areas in town that we looked at, and I'll give you a prime example, that is a great example of a very, good qualifying area for motor fuel, that we can use it for would be like Cherry and Union. The issue we run into is when you start to get to the sidewalks in town, and it's not known, or it's not unknown. If you get in an area that doesn't have ADA compliant sidewalks, but there are sidewalks. The last couple projects we've done, we've ran anywhere from 12 to 15,000 just in 4 ramps. So that eats up our money fast. Our goal is that we keep our rating around a C for the roads, and that's what we're trying to accomplish. With also addressing Cherry Street. So when we want to adjust Cherry Street or want to address the other roads that are in town that need more work, we're diving more in and trying to get more grant based. More like an 80-20 matching, so that way we can actually, we're putting 20% instead of 100%. Motor fuel money is 100% what we're getting from the state. So this isn't grant matching, this isn't any federal matching, this is what we get from the state for motor fuel. Does that answer your question? That road's not the worst, but it's not the best. I would advise anybody here tonight to drive down there and try and turn on the lantern lane without dragging your bumper if you have a low line car.
Do we know estimated costs at all, or are you asking
Yeah,
permission to
so
get
I-
estimated costs?
Like I said, Paul, did that not print out by chance? I have it, just bear with me, I have all right. Again, the Strack Lane construction design to be close by the water treatment plant, that was a $250,000 project, that was construction plus design and observation. The Roger and Lantern that we're recommending is the total cost of $350,000, and that money is in your motor fuel funds for that. So there's no borrowing from general utility, this would be strictly motor fuel. Yeah, so we put a, if anybody is, I think the Brennans are over here tonight, thank you for coming, there was a culvert that was put in when I first started working here on Merrill. The water would pool there, I think the joke used to be that was the New Lebanon pool, because the water never left the intersection. We addressed that issue, creating another issue downstream of this area has washed out, and it's basically, you have 2 roads that meet, and it's a curve instead of an actual culvert. So it's like 4.5%, 5% within 5 feet of a road dip, so. This is our recommendation, it's part of the city that we think would benefit the most from it. And it's a part of the capital, or like I said, capital improvement plan that we have.
You wanna go on to number 2 on that hot mix thing, or you wanna just? Anything about that?
So the hot mix repair, I think we're asking for it, it is in all the Monterey cities. Unfortunately, we can't help anything with it, it happens every city, so it's just what happens. There was a water leak that was over there, and we're looking at getting a hot mix repair over on Parkview. We're going to see where we're going to take the money out of to fix that. If the general fund can't cover any of that, I'm asking the council to see where we can get the money to resurface that with hot mix. It does cost more to do hot mix, but the road isn't 2 years old at best. And we want to try and keep it as nice as we can for as long as we can, so. Full patching is not a good option for a new road. Again, you can't help when water line breaks, that's just part of infrastructure, you're never gonna catch that. Without doing experience testing, so. We're just trying to figure out where do you wanna put that from, I'm putting that ball in your court, where you wanna pay that out of.
Yeah,
What's the thought on it?
I think we're just gonna move both these to the next committee meeting, is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely, I'm
Okay.
just bringing you guys up to speed on what we have.
Okay.
So again, I apologize, I was out last week.
Okay,
Do you have a cost on the hot mix for Parkview?
I didn't want to pursue that and waste the process of getting anything until we knew what we wanted to do.
Okay,
Again, I can cold patch it, but I strongly advise not to just cold patch it. We don't need to.
committee, can you just try to get me just ballpark numbers at least, so we know what we're talking about on trying to figure out where we're pulling the money from?
Sure.
That would
Yep.
be fantastic.
is it? Thank you, Cody. Anything else, Sean?
Meet again on March 2nd.
All right, thank you, sir. Finance, Mike.
Nothing for tonight. Video meet March 16th at 6:30.
Okay, water sewer, RJ.
Okay, we meet Monday, March 16th, 6:30. Tonight we have a recommendation for a purchase of a new truck. But before I get started on that, I'd just like to voice my opinion on this. Personally, don't think this is a responsible decision.
Hey, RJ,
Yeah,
hold up, because it's a recommendation, it has to come forward.
okay,
And
and then just,
then you say that.
Okay,
Whatever you guys want to
apologies.
say.
Okay.
Is discussion to the motion comes from.
okay, so committee recommendation to move forward with the purchase of a new utility truck from Jansen Chevrolet for $60,960.
Comes from committee, so it doesn't need a second, but we still need some discussion.
Yeah, so I personally don't think this is a responsible decision to make. Especially with all these other projects that we still have open with the McAllister sewer line, Herman Street line, the lift station still isn't fully completed. I know that I've looked into like the city's truck inventory. So I think we have options there. I actually reached out to Cody and asked him what the possibilities, because I know he has a truck with a utility bed on it, and what the possibilities were to since the city has this truck already, it's paid for. It's a good running truck. It's got the utility bed to see if he would be up for trading that utility bed truck for another thank you, just a regular truck, excuse me, sorry. He said that he'd be fine with that, so then that would then keep water departments able to do what their mission that they need to do, and then we're not, spending $60,000 on a new truck when we have the equipment already, and working as a team, I think would be more beneficial to the city's money and to our constituents here in Lebanon, so that's just my thoughts. You guys, we can take it to a vote or whatever.
Okay, any more discussion?
Say, thanks for doing the work on that. We can always, if it doesn't work, we can always get it later.
Yes, that's exactly what I would say. If we're not comfortable with it now, I'm not comfortable with it now either, since I've done a little research. We can push it down the road a little bit. Doesn't mean no forever. It
Right,
means no
right,
for now.
right. And well, and two, we have that option there.
Yeah.
And that's able to keep the water and sewer still running how they need to with a good working truck. And they don't have to worry about, leaving it running and trying to work on it. It's a good truck, so. I don't know how hard that would be to do to move trucks around or whatever, if that needs to go to committee or, cause I'm sure there's like insurance things and, stuff like that that might have to be looked at. I don't know, exactly, but I just thought maybe that'd be a better option for the city right now.
I think from my understanding, city equipment and everything is city equipment. So as far as insurance goes and everything, it shouldn't impact that, but I can look into it. But I know a few of you asked me for like a whole inventory of like what the number of trucks we have and the mileage on them. I don't have that. I was not able to connect with Michelle, but I can see if she has that, but that might be something that overall we can take a look at and try to get together and kind of look at that in depth. But yeah, I don't think it'll impact the insurance because we don't have separate policies for water and sewer and general, like everything's the city's.
Okay, George?
Members of the council should speak first before we
Yeah.
get staff. Because we're the ones that are making the vote, doing the discussion. Staff members, excuse me, I'm sorry if I interrupt you on that, you're more than welcome to give us your information. But let the deciders have their say first. I've always wondered why we really have to have separate departmental vehicles and we don't have a citywide. That way we're looking at all the vehicles as a whole and not saying, this one is water and sewer, this one is streets and alleys and so on. So
Any more? I would like to say something. I do agree with you, but I remember Penny saying that the vehicles that we have right now, they're all old. They all have high mileage, is what I remember her saying. Now, I could be wrong, but there was a reason why they asked for a new truck, right?
Cause their, yeah, utility bed truck is not operational for what they got right now. I guess there's issues with the door handles and they have to leave it running while they're on a job site.
The truck they would receive is a 2021 with 15,000 miles. It's pretty much a new vehicle.
So they'd be,
The one they will get from Street Canals. Purchased.
This 50,000.
instead of,
No.
No,
no,
Instead of.
no, instead of us spending the $60,000, I reached out to Cody because I had seen that they had a utility bed truck. And I asked if, what are the chances of us getting that for sewer and water? And
Right.
he was fine with it as long as he could get a pickup truck though from them, like do it like a trade. So then they're able to complete their missions and he's able to do his missions as well. Yeah.
Any other older person? Does the council committee, you want to go ahead and take a roll call?
So.
Luke?
Since we were even talking to about anything that's being
Can I say something? I don't usually say anything, I keep my mouth shut, but. You guys are my age also, so I have respect for everybody here. But I think our aldermen should come to us. And talk to everybody that's gonna be in this group about these trucks or whatever we're talking about. We didn't get told nothing about this today. We do all the legwork, takes months to get these bids, get this stuff together. And then you come along and you pull this here. Now, I'm not saying it's your decision, it's your decision. But I would like to be informed next time. I think that's rude.
Sure, and just to kind of go back on that, I mean, I wasn't informed on you guys wanting a new truck until it was put on the agenda last week as well, so, I mean, I didn't mean any harm, but I'm just trying to do the best for the city and for you guys. I was just looking at something because it's a new.
Budget, part of these reasons, it's not, we don't rob Peter to pay Paul in our budgets.
I know, but I mean, I just kind of like it, like my home finances. If I got the money in the bank, I still feel like I need to spend it on something else. I'm just trying to do the right thing for the city, that's all. It's no disrespect to the sewer department or anything like that. I want the best for you guys. That's why I tried to reach out to Cody, because I know he's got a nice truck with a good bed on it that you guys are wanting to get now. So I thought that'd be beneficial for you guys. I thought that'd be good, so.
George?
I'd like to move to send this back to committee for further consideration.
Can I ask the question?
Of course.
Sure, go ahead.
I don't even know your name.
My name's Kevin Haas.
Okay, do you have a problem with getting this truck from Streets and Alleys?
Not necessarily, no.
Oh, okay, that's all I.
I So,
Yeah.
because she wanted to,
The one for Streets.
To be careful about the respect that,
I just,
Restate my motion.
okay,
I'm gonna restate my motion, because once a motion goes on the floor to either table or send back, it takes precedence over everything. I'd like to move that we refer this back to committee.
second.
Any more discussion? So you
lovely
want,
discussion on the motion to send back to committee, is there
any discussion on that? From you guys?
Why? What's that gonna do? We're gonna have more discussions to figure out if.
I get the questions, since there are questions. Cause so far, I heard, well, we already have the funds set aside. Yes, we do. But I'm also hearing in the rest of our meeting that we need funds for other things that we don't have. And so we need to be cautious that we're spending our funds most efficiently on behalf of the city. And $90,000, $60,000 is nothing to laugh at. And I don't think a delay of 2 weeks is going, or 3 weeks, because this can be put on, an old business portion of the committee agenda, doesn't have to go to the committee. Be referred back to committee under old business, and, then we can make a better decision with those questions answered.
With all due respect, I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing an option being given
none.
and just a trade bid or swap being given there. Why do we have to go back?
But if you want to consider the swap, you have to send it back to committee anyways to decide if the swap is feasible. And then you can decide from there if you want to refer it back for the purchase or refer it back for an interdepartmental swap exchange.
Right now, it's a purchase, so that's the recommendation.
Right.
So we can't change that without a motion. So the motion is to send it back to committee for reconsideration.
Any more discussion here? You made the motion, anybody got a second? Get a second?
Yeah, I second it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Ready?
yep, roll call, Paul.
Washington,
Yeah,
you sure?
no,
So that's yes. Okay, Belkey,
This is so we just send it back, or do we talk about everything you just said? Yes.
Bennett. Cornish. Farrell. Krumzig.
Yes.
Marcinkowski
Yes.
and Smith.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, everybody. Health and safety,
excuse me.
sure.
When George made that statement
Mhm.
about the council, people talking first. Before, I guess he's talking about Jessica. I didn't feel that she was out of place because nobody else was talking. Nobody else had their hand up and she clarified things. So I didn't think she was out of place.
It's the fact that I was sitting here waiting for the break in discussion.
But your hand wasn't up. How do we know who was waiting?
It's up. Besides that, I'm around the corner, I'm sorry, but
So how do we know you was waiting, George?
Either way though, to be honest, George, it comes off rude and I understand that you're part of the committee, of course you are, and nobody's saying that you're not, but maybe it doesn't even need to be voiced. She gave out a reasonable solution or facts, but I think you could have just said what you need to say and you didn't need to bring up and belittle her by saying that she's not a part of the committee. But
Just.
we understand that,
She has done a lot for us. and
but I just
Appreciate.
felt like it came off very rude and disrespectful is all. But anyways,
Mr. Mayor, you've got to make sure that when the council is meeting, that members of the council are all ready and have discussed their things before we have others get in, because this is the council's.
Okay.
So what are you saying?
We move on.
Let's move on now.
Okay,
Well, say what you want to say, and we're supposed to move on. Nobody else can say nothing. Just like he sat there and didn't say nothing, and then she talked, and then you felt she was out of place.
This is not the first time I've sat here and been ready to say something and been interrupted. For one thing, I sit back here out of the corner, so nobody can see me.
Put your hand up. We do.
Can you see my hand?
yeah, I can see it.
Everybody see your hand.
And I do. The mayor sees me often raising my hand and getting attention.
okay, just get along our arm, George, I guess. Okay, let's move on. Linda? Your health and safety, right? Your health and safety, right? Okay.
Nothing tonight, and next meeting is March 16th.
Okay, thank you. Personnel, Mr. Bennett. Personnel, 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 Personnel,
But so you need to bear.
You sure?
Come back.
Do what? Oh, what's wrong with you? Okay, No.
March to 6:30.
nothing yet? Okay. I guess I'm up next. I got nothing. Clerk Paul?
Looking at, the fee schedule, comparables in the area of cities similar to us. All permits, all fees. We'll talk with the city treasurer, finance committee and supers, just to see exactly where we're at. And that'll be probably a 2-month process. That's all I have.
Is that it? Okay, treasurer Jessica.
I just want to first thank you guys, for those of you who said something, but I've received a couple emails and a couple questions. The committee meetings when I'm sitting in here and going through bills and things like that and everything that's happening with the city right now, people are coming after me asking how we're gonna pay for things. I've combed into everything as much as I possibly can. I can tell you where we're overspending on toilet paper. I mean, I try to pay attention to it like it's my own budget. So, I apologize if I'm coming off disrespectful in any way, but the problem that I have is you guys are tasking me with trying to get us on pace and get us under budget and get things under control. But I don't get a say so, and I don't get a vote, and I know that place. But sometimes I feel like, I'm the one doing the dirty work back here of digging through these receipts and going through folders and folders. If you want to start going through them, they're out here every committee meeting, but no one ever really goes through them, and you guys turn to me for those answers, and that's perfectly okay. I've accepted that position. But when questions come up and things about insurance and how it's gonna impact and things like that, when I'm the one doing the dirty work to find that out, I want you guys to have that information, because I don't like having where we go weeks without being able to make a decision or having to come back and catch you guys in between meetings, because right then is when I feel like sometimes you're trying to make decisions. So I know there's a couple people that feel that way. I apologize that you feel like I talk too much. It is in good intention. If anybody else would like this job of trying to figure out how the heck we're gonna pay for anything moving forward, I will gladly give it up. So that's all I have for today.
Please don't do that.
Yeah.
We've already said you're a rock star. I appreciate what you do, and I didn't find it inappropriate what you did.
Okay, thanks, Jess. Luke?
The only thing just to update you all on, we have a couple of properties that we filed suit to and foreclose on some liens, so those are progressing. Basically, there's a number of properties that we have like mow liens and stuff like that on that we're trying to get the monies from those. So the other one is we do have one that we filed to condemn on. And we ran into a little bit of difficulty because it was across 3 parcels. There were 3 parcels that I guess originally had one owner. The 2 back parcels kind of got separated out, but the structure is across the main parcel and one of those. The 2 smaller parcels were purchased by one person. So all that being said is I believe that we have it worked out to hopefully move that forward towards the demolition on that building. I think we have a hearing on that in the next couple of weeks, so I will keep you all apprised on that. So we're at least trying to do some of that stuff. So
Okay, thank you, Luke. Okay, department heads, chief?
A couple of things. First, start with, about a year ago, we had received, we took in possession about 14 rifles, different type of rifles from the LISO program. And this is at no charge because they don't belong to us. But we have been working on paperwork to get these to where they were actually belong to the city of Lebanon. Well, that's moving forward. That's going on quite good. And it looks like they're going to give them to us when the paperwork would, that'd be a savings of about $20,000. So we haven't done really any improvements to them. I did not want to do that because it's a cost and a significant cost. I'm not a gun guy, so I can't tell you the improvements to guns. So, but I did not want to do that until they actually belong to the city of Lebanon. Once they belong to us, then we will start that process first. Second, had a couple, serious, cases we're working right now, but I can't really speak on it. On two of them, one of them, we've executed 3 search warrants. One of them I will speak to on the search warrant was, down at the school. Nothing's come out of that at this point in time. The other 2 cases I hope to brief you on at a later time. Thirdly, the signs, we have 7 signs in town, as you are aware. So we put them by the time I purchased the new signs on Belleville, on Monroe and north of town, they weren't in the budget from the data standpoint of the cost. So that cost per sign, it has went up. Forgive me, I don't know the exact number. It used to be 500 per sign, but it's went up. I think it's 550 now per sign. But anyhow, I got in touch with the mayor and the treasurer, and the company had sent out basically like a deal. If you purchased all of it for 1 to 3 years, 1 to 4 years, 1 to 7 years, it dropped the price down significantly. So this wasn't budgetary money already, because it was after I'd already done the budget. So I went ahead and I paid for a 3-year contract with them that saved us about $3,000. So I went ahead and paid for that out of the Fed account. And like I said, it saved, so we don't have to worry about the data cost for the next 3 years. And it saved us, I think it was about $3,100. So that's done. And I think that's all I have.
That's it. Okay, thank you, sir. Streets, Cody.
Yeah, the only thing I have right now is, our street guys are out cold patching and taking care of the, referred to 3-bed, 2-bath apartment potholes around town. At the moment, we're working 2 crews of 2. So bear with us. We shovel everything by hand. So when you drive through town and you see a patch that's 4 foot by 4 foot, that's all hand shoveled. So, we're working on it. We did 18 tons in 2 days by hand, and, my guys need a little break. So, we know there's potholes. We're getting to them, but just bear with us. Again, I'm a huge advocate. People at home, Voice Lebanon, download the app. Put in an email, use fake name, use real name, whatever you gotta do, but it comes to me. So when that 3-bed bathroom pothole comes up, it personally goes to me, it goes to the mayor, and it goes to the following constituents, the streets and alleys, and whoever else looks at it, and it puts a timer on it, right? So it'll let you know we're gonna be there in a week, and if I don't get back to you in a week, I can either extend it and tell you why, or I can go in the red and answer to the mayor why we haven't fixed it. So it's a great program. It works for cemeteries and everything else too. So please use the app. It's very informative. I do believe you can go online and pay bills with it too. So it's a really handy app, and I think it's really pushing things forward for us. So check it out. That's all I got.
That's it. So if the weather gets warmer, it won't be cold patch anymore, or is it still gonna be cold patch? Semi-cold patch, okay. Okay, thank you, Cody. Water, Penny?
Steve, the bit of an update on Hunter Street, this afternoon after working hours. So that will be presented to you all, at the next meeting. There is information that needs to be discussed with, the attorney and sent back with them about the agreement that is gonna need to be made between, the city and PWM for that to move forward. There was a price set, from here to PWM, and that will be part of that information as well. I believe that was $180,000 price that is for making that adjustment to the elevation. There. So, other than that, the water leaks, another little one to work on tomorrow. I think there's anything else you need to think of right now.
That it? Okay, thanks, Penny. Inspector Blake?
Yep, just a couple of things. January, February, a couple of port inspections that's been completed. And residential, rough and electrical, solar. Little update, the house up on the Brick Street, 409, I think 409, one that the tree fell into. I was in talk with Mr. Severs last Friday. afternoon, just to follow up with him. He said, told me that they're getting close. He said his insurance company is giving an appraisal. He's third party appraisal. He's trying to find a number that works for both parties. He told me that he is hoping by the end of March that there is something going on there, that hopefully it's in the process. He is kind of hinted at me that he's gonna tear that one down and then the one to the west, the one that sits right on the sidewalk. Past that, I don't know if he's gonna rebuild something on that lot or what his plans are there. Obviously Luke hit it on, took a little, stole a little of my thunder with the one down there working on trying to get condemned. As well, last December, there was the building, I think as I talked to Miss Washington, was an old grocery store, candy store on 4th Street. I gave the,
It used to be a gas station.
and the gas station, right. I gave them, the property owners of that, a letter back last December. Now granted, I know winter's here, it's cold. If it's 5 degrees outside myself, I don't want to work outside, but they did reach out and they did understand that something needed to be done with that building. And if you take a drive, that building is actually on the ground, separated in piles. They are waiting for dumpsters. That building did get tore down first, or via voluntary compliance, which is wonderful. That means nobody's going to have to go to court. They did let me know the entire time what was going on with that building. So like I said, that one is on the ground. I know there is some more issues around areas in town. We, myself, I have driven around, I have a list of addresses. Those letters will be going out. The voluntary compliance is awesome. I do like to talk to people. I like to see what works, what helps them, try to help them, get them in touch with people that can help mitigate their issues. If anybody has an issue, I am here 8 to 4. Call me. If you don't get a hold of me, leave me a voicemail. I will call you back. And or as Cody says, the Voice Lebanon app, great way. You can get on there, you can put your complaint in there about the area. Just comes an email to me, lets me know, I get a timeline. If I don't answer that timeline myself, I will speak to the mayor about it's not that. So
And you got access to Digitex or whatever stuff, January?
that was downloaded on my computer January 8th, I believe, is when it was finally applied onto my computer.
Okay.
I got a question for you, Blake.
Yep.
West St. Louis Street, Mr. Severs owns that building. It looks like it's getting worse, obviously with the weather.
Right.
And I know that people are using that sidewalk.
Right.
Have you kind of assessed whether it's, really a danger of possible, in the storm, that's
Right.
gonna.
Yeah,
really come-
obviously there's that potential,
Have you guys thought about maybe closing that sidewalk down?
Every week, that's why the snow fence is ripped down.
Yeah, I know people walk
Cody
right through it, but.
put barricades up there. I think it was.
Barricades ended up at McKendree.
Yeah, they were moving them. I think RJ can contest at one point, they walked right next to it with the barricades on the sidewalk.
I know people walk right through those anyway.
Yeah, it's just one of them things, you can put it up, but we well know that they're gonna walk through it. They're not gonna go around it. They're gonna tear it down. They're gonna do what they wanna do with it, so.
We put a physical snow fence in. If anybody doesn't know what the snow fence is, it's
Yeah.
an orange construction fence. Every week, it's taken down.
Put an electric fence there.
Yeah, that's hardware. That's what the attorney says, electric's not a good idea, so.
Okay.
But, if you see it, please don't walk by it, right? So there's no reason to put yourself in.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
You guys take my phone?
They're getting ready for that race.
Okay. Any unfinished business? None on here. Nope. Okay, new business. Okay, first one is discuss approved Chambers street closure request. Any discussion on that?
Yeah, sure. To comment back to gentleman talking about the Looking Glass Playhouse. Unfortunately, we're never gonna have enough parking up there at the brick streets. We all know this. Whether it's your business, somebody else's business, etc. We all know, we all got this email from Paul, has all the dates upcoming. I'm sure the Lakers car crews, they have, I don't know how many people as well. I just don't think that we need to say, you're not having your show just so you can have your show, vice versa. Me personally, I'll go to the car show and I can go personally to the Lakers, the car
show people themselves. And I can assure that nobody parks right in front of your looking glass playhouse, so that way we can get handicapped individuals in or so on and so forth. I just don't think we should be the ones up here saying, you get to have a show, but you don't get to have a show. You do, but you don't. That's my personal 2 cents on that. It is the brick streets. Parking will forever be a nightmare until Jurassic Park comes back again. But it's always gonna be a nightmare. You're never gonna please everybody. That's all I really got to say about number 1.
What's that, side street? I mean, what's the name? St. Clair. I know there's parking like on the right-hand side there. Is there any way that we could do like diagonal parking on that?
You have to run it through ordinance, adopt it, your thing, and then I can put the signs up.
Are you talking about permanent diagonal parking?
That or like you have like parking there, like on that street, kind of like how we had, like how the other side of the street is, but going the opposite way.
You
talk about on the looking glass side?
Yes,
Against the building side.
Yeah.
On each side of the building.
yes.
Wouldn't help, I don't believe, to be very frank, I don't believe that would help handicap.
Well, no, not just handicap, but just for parking in general for looking glass.
Well, I'm not kidding.
Yeah, really.
What about the city?
That may be a problem of people backing out there. Because when we had that, there was the one study that was shared with us last year that showed one of the plans for the city was to have diagonal parking or other kinds of parking. The diagonal parking would work, but it on one street like that, it may not be the best thing to do because I've tried to back into a parking place there when it's been, when it has snowed. And trying to back up that street on a diagonal, my car kept sliding down. We had a problem with that because that little hill there is hard if you're gonna put a diagonal in there, particularly if the diagonal is backing in up or pulling in up. And if you pulled in towards the south on that side of the street and the street's not in good shape, even if it's just wet, it could be a problem backing back out of there on a diagonal because you're gonna there's potential sliding. But that would be if there's ice. The other thing is that
Any ice in that.
I disagree with you a little bit about that, you know, we make a decision. That's why we're here is to make the decision on that. And where this really needs to go back to on that particular date is the Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce needs to be cognizant of what's going on in the city too. So they don't come in here and expect that no matter what they request, we're going to approve because they're the Chamber of Commerce. Just like the car people aren't going to get their request approved just because they're the car club. We need to work with them and come up with a solution. We don't have more parking places. We can't create them. We have to perhaps ask one to adjust their hours so that there's no conflict with the hours.
George, what about the city park is up there?
The city park
Raise your
is
hand.
there.
Ms. Washington, go ahead. Ms. Washington.
This isn't Sunday, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Blurted it out.
Okay, Linda.
My thing is that the Looking Glass Playhouse has been uptown forever.
Years.
And when these car people came, it's like we forgot about them.
Correct.
We forgot about the plays. And these car people submitted their paperwork and it was just okay. We didn't even give them any consideration. So if we do send it back, we need to give them consideration.
Right.
No, I was gonna suggest we can approve all this except May 9th and see if something can be worked out. And then I was also gonna acknowledge Stephanie who had her hand up.
There's staff recommendation. Is there some sort of like compromise where maybe we just close it, where you guys just close it to St. Clair?
and say that the old city hall parking lot is just for the Looking Glass. Because I know the Lakers Car Club at this point also can't change their date or their time because they have a whole schedule and the Looking Glass can't change theirs, but. Is there some sort of compromise? I know they've done it before for certain things of maybe just running some extra cars down some of the side streets.
Would a compromise be there cleaned up by a certain time? I don't know the car shows respectfully.
I do.
Yes. Are they out, what time's your?
They're about the same time.
Oh,
They go till 9.
It's a scheduling problem and it's all over town. It's not just.
Yes.
I like what Mike said.
And I love what you guys do.
Get them all out of the way with that.
Just need to work together, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody needs to work together,
Yeah.
to compromise, and figure out a way to, because parking is, on sudden, this is gonna be a nightmare no matter what we do.
The problem that we have, I'm on board, the problem that we have is no matter they park on St. Clair, they shut the street down, our patrons can't get in, they park in front of our theater, they only have two blocks. And when we ask them to move, they treat us rudely, we have to go get the police. And they're drinking, I mean, I don't care that they drink, but we have a lot of inebriated people. And treating us very rudely when they're not following what they should be following.
And make a recommendation that the parking lot by the parlor maybe get used for overflow of the cars and we designate as the council, your choice. The parking lot of Old City Hall strictly for play use. I know it's kind of silly, but
Are they?
that way they're on their side, they're on their side. Well, I mean, that's something we could do. I mean,
No.
The president proposes.
I mean, how are we?
how do you know who's in the play and who's not? I understand.
No, I think it's a great idea. No, but how are we going to determine who's supposed to park?
Well, I'd rather ask you now that way.
Yeah.
If it does happen, like, well,
You could ask them to show a ticket.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You could ask them to show a ticket for the show, if they bought it in advance, I know.
Well, if you see a car there, that's part of the car show, that makes sense, but.
I'm gonna raise my hand. I have never had to raise my hand before. This is kind of fun. When we were open at Dr. Jazz for all those years, it's always been like this. We started the car show, I think in 2002, and we just did one day a year. We handed it over to the chamber in 2006 or 7, I think it was. But there's always been McHenry having the same event with a football game, with Mayfest or this, everything was always ending up on the same date. I'm like, why can't they space these things out a little bit and talk to each other? And we had the same issue with parking for us too. So there's always been a bad situation with parking. What we had to do is do our own policing. So what I would suggest you guys doing, and the reason why I think the car show is May 9th and not the first weekend is because May market is the first weekend, so they move it back, right? So every time there's something like that, the car show moves back 1 week. So what I would suggest doing, and unless we can come up with a better idea, is get out there with cones early. That's what I had to do. Get out with cones early, put somebody in charge of that, make sure nobody parks there. Then you don't have to fight with anybody. So,
We have done that.
yeah,
And
they'll move them. You have to have somebody,
Standing there, they look at us and say, we don't care.
you need to get somebody bigger,
But this guy.
because they never did that for me. He's just,
Sit there. I mean, we fight with them every year.
well, I guess they did, I did the same thing. I put up cones.
They couldn't get that pretty.
Get Scrooge to go out there with his ball humbug, we'll see what happens.
Diagonally, going back to that on St. Clair, if you keep that clear, for years and years and years and years, I can't even tell you how many years. We were able to park diagonal there. Then all of a sudden, 1 year, it was like, we get a sign, no diagonal parking, it disappears.
I didn't know what year that was.
I don't even know what year that was. For years and years and years, we parked diagonal, not an issue. Both sides of the road.
Somebody want to make a motion to move this back, or
Yeah, we need some more time to figure.
more
this out.
time, whatever?
Yeah.
That we send this date back to committee for consideration. But the rest of the dates, we can move forward on.
Good confidence for now.
Can we also, like, that's done, right? Okay, so can we also though talk about that, parking on that on that street there to do the diagonal parking? Like, can we look
We
at that?
gotta do that in committee or something.
We need to make sure the ordinance was even written.
Yeah, because bring it up to committees, and the committee can make the recommendation.
We got a second.
Got a second?
Yeah.
Okay, any more discussion? Okay, roll call, Paul.
Belkey,
Sure, yes.
Bennett,
Okay. Yes.
yeah, that's fine. Cornish, Pharaoh,
Yes.
Krumzig,
Yes.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
and Washington.
That's it. Okay, number 2, discuss approve fire department to close North Monroe Street from Clover Drive to Parkview Drive Wednesday, March 25th, 2026, from 8 AM to 4:30 PM for annual hose testing.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's like,
Okay.
I'll move that because that was not on the committee meeting. That
Okay.
came in as a verbal thing.
A whole bunch of hose they have.
Need a second?
No discussion. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
roll call,
I will
Paul.
second that.
Bennett,
Yes.
Cornish,
Yes.
Pharaoh,
Yes.
Krumzig,
Yes.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Washington,
Yeah.
and Belkey.
Yes.
So, hey, say, are you guys waiting for number 3 here?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Number 3, discuss, discuss approve McKendree Sports Medicine Annual Hearts Demotion 5K for Saturday, April 18th, 2026, beginning at 8 AM.
Just wanted to say that it's actually 7 AM. On the because we had drop last week, it was 7 AM.
Yeah, 8 AM on mine.
That's yours? Do we need to amend that?
I'll move that we approve their
Okay.
5K for April 18th, 2026, beginning at 7 AM.
As long as you return the barricades. Back.
Yeah.
Second,
Motion.
okay. Motion.
Who do you think most?
George pretty much. Okay, roll call, Paul.
Cornish,
Yes.
Pharaoh,
Yes.
Krumzig,
Yes.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Washington,
Yeah.
Belkey,
Yes.
and Bennett.
Oh.
That it? Okay, you guys happy now? Okay.
Thank you, guys.
You can leave if you want. I mean, I'm not chasing, nobody's chasing you out, but you can. Entertainment, eh? Okay. Okay, okay, that's
Can't
it.
say anyway.
Keep going, we'll be here for a while.
Okay, that's it for the regular meeting. Need a motion to go into executive session pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2 C1 regarding the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body, and pursuant to 5 ILCS 122 C5 for discussion of purchase or lease of real property for the use of public body. No vote will be taken.
Include.
So moved.
Include.
Okay, to include all the older persons, the lawyer, the treasurer, the chief.
I like to stay.
You wanna stay?
Yeah, you should.
Okay, you should stay.
Who?
He's part in the Red Sea.
And this is with vote,
No.
no vote, right?
Right, no vote.
With no vote to be taken.
No, yeah, that's what I said, where no vote to be taken.
Assuming his motion's still good, I'll second.
Okay. Okay, roll call, Paul.
Pharaoh,
Yes.
Yes.
Krumzig,
Now you guys can leave, legitimately like that.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Washington,
Yeah.
You're very
Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
and Cornish.
Yes.
Take a 5-minute recess.
Hey, Mike,
It's on, go home, you can't stay here, get out.
did you second that?
Yeah. I am, I'm always nice, I'm compassionate individual.